Good evening and welcome to Governance Matters. Before we begin, a quick note. This episode is an independent educational discussion on systemic governance issues in public administration. It is not directed against any individual officer, department, or institution. Our objective is to understand how governance systems can better serve citizens through transparency, accountability, and meaningful grievance redress. Now, let me ask you a simple question. How many government files are pending at this very moment? Thousands, lakhs, or perhaps even more? But here's the more important question. Behind every pending file, is there a citizen waiting for justice, a pension, a certificate, a welfare benefit, or simply a government decision? When a file stops moving, what really stops? Is it merely paperwork, or does public trust stop moving too? Tonight, we examine one of the most important systemic governance issues facing public administration: government file pendency, public grievance redress, and administrative accountability. Let's separate facts from assumptions, understand the challenges, and explore practical solutions that can strengthen governance for every citizen. But before we continue, if you believe governance should be transparent, accountable, and citizen centric, people, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and press the notification bell. Your support helps us bring more evidence based discussions on governance, public policy, administrative reforms, and citizen rights. Now, let's begin. Good evening. Tonight we begin with a simple yet fundamental question. Why should citizens suffer because government files remain pending? Every application submitted to a public office represents a person's expectation that the administration will act fairly, efficiently, and within a reasonable time. When that expectation is repeatedly frustrated, trust in governance begins to erode. A file lying unattended is not merely an administrative matter. It may represent a pension awaited by a retired employee, a land related application pending for years, a student waiting for an educational certificate, a family seeking a welfare benefit, or a citizen hoping that a long standing grievance will finally receive attention. For the individual concerned, such a file is not just a piece of paper. It represents time, hope, and often justice itself. Recently, a discussion emerged following reports circulating on social media regarding the handling of pending Prajavani applications in Siddipet district. According to those reports, officials were reportedly warned and delays in grievance disposal would invite strict action. As of the time of this recording, we have not independently verified those specific claims through an official government order or public statement. However, irrespective of the accuracy of that particular report, it highlights an issue that deserves serious public discussion. Across the country, citizens frequently express concern about delays in processing applications, resolving grievances, and disposing of official files. That broader issue is both real and significant. Let us also understand what Prajavani represents. Prajavani is an official public grievance redressal mechanism through which citizens can present their concerns directly before the administration. Its purpose is simple but important: to ensure that genuine grievances are heard, examined, and resolved through an accountable administrative process. In recent years, Telangana has also strengthened digital governance through initiatives such as electronic office systems and online file tracking, enabling better monitoring of government work. Technology has therefore created the possibility of greater transparency. The remaining challenge is consistent implementation. Every government faces administrative pressures. Departments often work with limited staff. Some matters require reports from multiple offices. Certain files remain pending because of court cases, statutory procedures, or legal scrutiny. These realities cannot be ignored. At the same time, avoidable delay caused by negligence, poor coordination, or lack of accountability directly affects citizens and weakens public confidence. The challenge, therefore, is to distinguish between unavoidable delay and avoidable delay. Only then can administrative accountability become meaningful. Why does this matter so much? Because delay carries consequences beyond inconvenience. A pension delayed may create financial hardship. A land dispute left unresolved may continue for years. A certificate issue late may affect education or employment. A welfare application kept pending may deprive a deserving family of timely assistance. Administrative delay often becomes a human problem long before it becomes an official statistic. Another important aspect deserves attention. When grievances remain unresolved within the executive system, many citizens eventually seek remedies before courts or tribunals. India's judicial system already faces a substantial backlog of pending cases. Not every dispute can be prevented. However, efficient and responsive administration can reduce the number of matters that reach litigation unnecessarily. When legitimate grievances are addressed promptly at the administrative level, citizens save time, public resources are conserved, and pressure on the justice system may also be reduced. Good administration and effective justice are therefore closely connected. This brings us to an important question. Should governments take strict action against unnecessary delays? Many citizens would answer yes. Deadlines encourage discipline. Regular monitoring improves performance, and accountability can motivate departments to respond more efficiently. Where responsibility is clearly defined, unnecessary pendency often decreases. From the citizen's perspective, that is a welcome development. But another equally important question follows. Can penalties alone solve the problem, or might they encourage hurried disposal merely to meet targets? That question deserves careful consideration because there is an important difference between closing a file and resolving a grievance. A file marked disposed may satisfy an administrative record, but if the citizen receives no meaningful relief, the objective of public service remains unfulfilled. Effective governance is measured merely by the number of files closed, but by the quality and fairness of decisions delivered. Let us now examine another important dimension of this issue. Administrative delay is not merely about efficiency. In some situations, prolonged pendency can also weaken transparency and public confidence. Whenever files remain pending without clear reasons, uncertainty increases. Citizens are left wondering whether their applications are moving through the system or simply remaining unnoticed. A transparent administration should never leave citizens guessing. People deserve to know where their applications stand, what action has been taken, and what remains to be done. Another concern often raised in discussions on governance is the relationship between delay and corruption. It is important to approach this issue carefully and fairly. Not every pending file indicates corruption. Many government employees discharge their duties with honesty, professionalism, and dedication under demanding circumstances. However, anti corruption agencies, policy experts, and governance studies have long recognized that unnecessary discretion lack of transparency, and prolonged delays can create opportunities for corrupt practices. When decisions are unnecessarily delayed, citizens may feel pressured to make repeated visits, seek informal influence, or rely on intermediaries. Such situations should have no place in a citizen centric administration. Good governance requires systems that minimize unnecessary discretion and maximize transparency. This is where accountability becomes essential. Accountability is not about creating fear, it is about creating responsibility. Every public office exists to serve the citizen. Every government department functions with public resources. Every official decision ultimately affects someone's life. Therefore, accountability should be viewed not as punishment but as commitment to public service. Responsibility also exists at multiple levels. At the field level, officers and staff must process applications efficiently and fairly. At the district level, supervisory officers must regularly review pending matters and remove administrative bottlenecks. At the secretariat level, senior officials should monitor departmental performance, identify systemic delays, and ensure that policies are implemented effectively. At the political level, ministers and the chief minister provide policy direction and administrative leadership. Each level has a distinct role. Good governance depends on all of them working together. Fortunately, governments today have better tools than ever before. Digital governance has transformed public administration. Electronic office or e-office systems enable files to be created, moved, tracked, and monitored digitally. Digital dashboards can identify pending files, monitor timelines, and generate performance reports. Such technology reduces dependence on manual processes and increases institutional accountability. But technology alone cannot solve administrative problems. A digital system is only as effective as the commitment of those who use it. Technology provides visibility, leadership provides accountability. Citizens also have an important role. Good governance is a shared responsibility. Applications should be complete and supported by the required documents. Information provided should be accurate. Citizens should respond promptly when departments seek clarification or additional records. Frivolous or repetitive complaints also consume valuable administrative resources that could otherwise be used for genuine grievances. An efficient grievance redress system depends on cooperation between both the administration and the public. So, what should an ideal grievance redress system look like? First, every application should receive a timely acknowledgement. Second, citizens should be able to track the progress of their grievance. Third, department should communicate clearly whenever additional information is required. Fourth, every decision should be supported by reasons. And finally, unresolved matters should automatically move to higher authorities for review instead of remaining pending indefinitely. These principles strengthen both efficiency and fairness. Ultimately, the objective is not simply to move files faster. The objective is to solve problems better. Public administration succeeds when citizens experience timely, transparent, and meaningful service. Performance should therefore be measured not only by the number of files disposed of, but also by the quality of grievance resolution, public satisfaction, and long-term institutional improvement. This brings us to the central question of tonight's discussion. Should governments enforce stricter timelines? Yes. Should there be effective monitoring? Certainly. Should public officials be accountable for avoidable delays? Where responsibility is established, accountability is both reasonable and necessary. But accountability must always be accompanied by fairness, due process, and adequate institutional support. The goal is not punishment for its own sake. The goal is better governance. We now arrive at the most important question: what kind of public administration do citizens expect? The answer is neither complicated nor unreasonable. Citizens expect decisions that are lawful, processes that are transparent, services that are timely, and above all, an administration that responds with fairness, efficiency, and respect. These expectations are not extraordinary, they are fundamental to good governance. A responsive administration benefits everyone. Citizens receive timely services. Government departments build public trust. Public resources are used more efficiently, and the need for avoidable litigation is reduced. In this way, effective administration strengthens not only governance but also democracy itself. Conversely, prolonged and avoidable delays have wider consequences. Public confidence declines, administrative costs increase, development projects slow down, citizens become frustrated, and institutions may gradually lose credibility. For this reason, reducing unnecessary pendency should not be viewed as merely an administrative target. It should be recognized as an important public policy objective. What practical reforms can help? Several measures deserve consideration. Clear timelines for different categories of applications, regular review of pending cases at every administrative level, transparent digital tracking systems that citizens can access, reasoned orders explaining decisions, automatic escalation of overdue cases to higher authorities, adequate staffing and training wherever shortage exists, periodic audits to identify systemic bottlenecks, recognition for departments that consistently deliver timely and quality public service. These measures are not about increasing bureaucracy, they are about improving governance. Equally important is the culture within public administration. Rules alone cannot create efficiency. Technology alone cannot create accountability. Real improvement comes when public service is viewed not merely as a responsibility but as a commitment to the people. Every file represents a human story. Every application reflects a citizen's trust in government. Every decision influences public confidence in democratic institutions. When public servants remember this, administration becomes more than procedure, it becomes service. This discussion is therefore much larger than any one district or any single report. Whether the recent discussion from Siddipet ultimately proves accurate in every detail or not, it has highlighted an issue that deserves national attention. The real conversation is about administrative efficiency, public accountability, citizen-centric governance, and the responsibility of institutions to deliver timely justice through effective administration. These are issues that concern every citizen. Let us also remember that accountability must operate with balance. Honest officers should receive institutional support. Dedicated public servants deserve recognition for efficient and ethical work. At the same time, persistent negligence, avoidable delays, and failure to discharge public responsibilities should be addressed through fair and lawful administrative processes. Good governance protects both the citizen and the honest public servant. In the end, governance is not measured by the number of meetings held, nor by the number of circulars issued, nor even by the number of files officially closed. It is measured by the confidence citizens have that their government will listen, respond, and act. That confidence is the true measure of administrative success. So, tonight perhaps the question before every public institution are these: are systems designed around administrative convenience or around the needs of citizens? Do performance indicators measure speed alone or meaningful outcomes? Can technology be used not only to monitor files but also to improve the quality of public service? And most importantly, can governance move beyond file disposal to genuine grievance resolution? These are questions worth reflecting upon because every pending file represents a waiting citizen. Every timely decision strengthens public trust. Every transparent process reinforces democratic values, and every grievances resolved with fairness brings government closer to the people it serves. Let us conclude with one simple thought. A government ends public confidence not by how many files it receives, but by how responsibly it resolves them. Timely decisions build trust. Transparent processes strengthen democracy. Meaningful grievance resolution is the true purpose of public administration. And when governance moves from delay to delivery, the greatest beneficiary is not the government, it is the citizen. Thank you for watching. If you found this discussion informative, please share your views respectfully in the comments. How can governments reduce unnecessary file pendency while ensuring fairness, transparency, and meaningful grievance resolution? Your constructive ideas can enrich this important public conversation. Until next time, this is Governance Matters where public policy meets public interest. Good governance is not measured by promises but by public service delivered. Until next time, this is Governance Matters where public policy meets public interest. If this discussion added value, please like, share, and subscribe. Every subscription helps us bring more independent, research based public policy discussions. Press the notification bell so you never miss an episode of Governance Matters. I am Bharadwaj. Thank you for watching. Jai Hind.